Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast and a game between Beasty Cutie versus AAA's Nerchio here on Antigua Shipyard. Beasty Cutie spawning as the yellow Terran player at what I'll call the 5 o'clock position on Antigua Shipyard. Meanwhile, over here we have Nerchio spawning as the red Zerg at the 9 o'clock position, and we'll see how this map works out. Now, Nerchio currently, I believe he has a lead in this series, but if you want to go ahead and watch the rest of those games that I have cast, I won't hold it against you. And as this game does get underway, Beasty Cutie, yellow Terran, Nerchio, red Zerg, and we'll see how these players do open up and what their strategies will be in the long term. Overlord is going to try to position itself off over here, perhaps gain some sight, see if a gas has been placed down by Beasty, as over here a second Overlord now in the air. Now Nerchio does have the option of going for a fast hatchery once more, very macro intensive style map where your third base is also up on the high ground. There is this common area in the center right here. Siege tanks can be positioned here and here to try to protect your front. Also, there is some destructible rocks over here, but any range units up on the high ground can also protect against that, as we are now going into a barracks on the front door. This Overlord is now slowly making its way off to the north side, as well as we'll see whether or not Nerchio does spot this one Vespene geyser. However, Beasty Cutie being very smart, opting to go for a refinery on the far side, and he will be able to gain sight of Nerchio before Nerchio knows exactly what opening Beasty Cutie will be going for. Now we see that there is a hatchery already coming online for Nerchio. Hatchery first once again. Very standard macro intensive style of play. And I think Zerg players have really been able to fend off any early harassment and getting up that hatchery, and now in the long run able to just come out ahead very readily and very easily. So Nerchio does have this hatchery down over here. SCV gonna make his way up the ramp in just a moment, spots the creep, and where exactly is Beasty Cutie going? It looks like Beasty Cutie will be hugging along the backside and perhaps looking to set up a bunker over here. So it is going to be a bunker placement, as Nerchio does not see this, as it is in currently the fog of war. Hatchery as it is being built doesn't have that much sight. That's why you normally have an Overlord over here, as well as we now see a drone running away from a Marine, but the Marine needs to get over here and in a hurry, otherwise this SCV is going to be in a little bit of trouble. Drone now coming in. Oh, very nice move by the SCV, making sure to just try to hide, and it looks like the Marine will be able to get inside. The Marine does jump inside there, and now getting in some damage onto I believe the hatchery taking a little bit of damage, but it is going to take a lot of damage before anything serious happens at all, as the bunker is in position. And now all Nerchio needs to do is just buy himself some time. We are going to get another bunker into position here, and now more Marines are still being added. We can see that we are going into a reactor. There are only 2 Marines in this group, and the Marine now getting some damage onto those units there. Queen now coming in, jumping quickly into this one particular bunker. The SCV needs the repair, and in a hurry. Is it going to be able to? The SCV doesn't jump inside, unfortunately, as that bunker has been canceled. Queen battling it out. Queen able to absorb a lot of damage, salvaging the bunker, trying to minimize his losses, as Beasty Cutie gets taken down there, losing a lot in that engagement. I believe a total of 200 resources between the bunkers and trying to salvage everything there. Supply depot is up. We are going into a starport now, interestingly enough. So we are going into from Hellions straight into a starport, and a lot of Marines could be added. So it is going to be perhaps a cover fire drop off of double starport. Wait, is this going to be double? Is this actually going to be double Banshee play? Double starports doesn't make a lot of sense to me, especially with the reactor on the field. He is getting double gas right now, but I'm still scratching my head as to what the strategy is in the long run. This one starport is now being forced to lift off and re-land. That is not a smart move by Beasty Cutie to set up this barracks here, as it is going to be double Banshees all the way. A Marine able to push this back, as the Hellions now try to test the front door. Sees that there is a spine crawler and knows that its time is pretty much limited, as 2 additional Hellions now going to round out the group and then try to torch some drones. Now currently droning up 8 drones at a time. Double Banshees about to be trained. It looks like the second Banshee should be trained up in just a moment, but a little bit low on food. There you go. 2 Banshees now being trained at a time. The Hellions going to get some torching onto Nerchio's Queen. The Queen absorbing a little bit of damage, but not much else, as we are now getting more spawn larva, and Nerchio with, I believe, a strong economic lead. 37 drones compared to 23 SCVs. The Zerg just so powerful at this stage. Now going to come in and torch this Queen even further. 1 round, 2 rounds of attack. One of these Hellions needs to perhaps return home. Back off a little bit. There you go. Now I'm trying to get some damage onto that Queen. The Queen may have been taken down as the Marines are on patrol in between these two groups. And now in comes the Banshees. Banshee's now flying out. It is going to fly past this Overlord, though, so it will be revealed. That is going to be very bad news. The Beasty Cutie trying to go for a little bit of a surprise, but now Spore Crawler is already getting ready, and I think Nerchio has just been one step ahead this entire matchup, as he now goes for a couple Queens. Queens now engaging back over here. 2 Queens against 2 Banshees. Not a very good fight at all. More Banshees are going to be added, but some SCVs need to be added as well in order to start repairing. Perhaps SCVs being brought over would be very, very helpful. Marines also being added as well. 1 Spore Crawler trying to get rooted into position. It looks like the Queens are going to battle it out. 3 Queens. Hellions now going to come in and torch as well. But in come the Zerglings trying to fight on creep. This is not looking good. Beasty Cutie backing off just in time. But without any SCVs to really repair, this is not going to be a very effective harassment at all. It looks like he's pretty much all inning at this point, as he only has 24 SCVs compared to 42. No additional command center. Bring in some SCVs, try to repair. He's going to be able to get in a couple Overlords for free, perhaps supply blocking, as there we go. There are some SCVs now repairing. 1 Banshee down to 5 hit points. Zerglings may be coming in. There's the swarm, and there you go. A nice little starburst of attack there from all of those Hellions. Hellions should not engage, as the SCVs now once again try to repair. All of those Banshees getting in some very, very nice timing attacks there. Queens now coming in. A lot of splash damage being dealt across 4 Queens. Mass transfusion, staying alive. 1 Queen does get burned, as we now see the SCVs, the repairing shipyard, about to be completed. This one Hellion needs to be very careful, though. It needs to be moved to the back. It's going to get slashed apart. Beasty Cutie not keeping track of which units are lower on hit points. It could have been returned back, as we are now up to 6 Banshees on the front door. So 6 Banshees on the front door, looking to put even more pressure down, as the SCVs now repairing those Hellions. 6 Banshees, soon to be 8, as 2 more Banshees now being added to this group. It looks like 1 Queen now down. A Spore Crawler. Roach is now getting taken down as well. Just back Blacklash Rockets. 1 Hellion getting absolutely torched there, but the Banshees really doing an effective job just trying to counter and just push in even further. SCVs are repairing. Hellions getting torched. Roaches now trying to engage. The Banshees need to be careful, need to get some damage down onto those Queens. The Queens able to get a lot of damage in, and now Beasty Cutie down to 4 Banshees, as the Hellions and the Banshees are just taking way too much damage. 2 Spore Crawlers on the front door. More Hellions being added. Transfusions keeping up the units alive, or keeping up these units, as well as there is another Spore Crawler over here. This is not looking good at all. Just so much defense from those Queens, as the Hellions now try to finish off Marines and Roaches. The Roaches fighting off of creep, not going to be able to turn around and attack all too quickly, as the Banshees continuing to position themselves in a very favorable position here. But with 6 Banshees, and still taking a look at the losses are slightly higher for Nerchio, but Nerchio has the losses to give. Currently sitting on 4 Hellions. We are still sitting on 1 base. Those Banshees, double Banshees, trying to put down that pressure. Going to come in around the far side. It looks like there is 1 Queen over here. It may get sniped down. No, a couple transfusions, and it does get taken down rather quickly, but a Banshee may go down. Yes, it does get sniped down there. Nerchio may lose another beautiful transfusion, as just 6 Queens defending against these Banshees oh so well. 2 more Banshees once again about to come in. We are up to 6 Banshees once more. More Hellions being added. There is an Overlord here. It can start to spawn creep in just a moment. And Beasty Cutie just really hoping to get some economic damage in. 53 drones compared to 25 SCVs. The benefit of a Queen not taking up any larva, and is really allowing Nerchio to defend off of 2 bases and just stop this pressure. We are now going into a Spire, and I believe as soon as the Mutalisks are out, this game will be over. Beasty QD has a very small window of opportunity to try to attack, and 8 queens now, just way too much. It is going to be, what, 8 Banshees, Hellions now coming in as well. Is it going to be enough here? Spore Crawlers, Spine Crawlers, Banshees. The Banshee's going to try to push in. That it cannot engage in that group there. Nerchio has so much energy, and there is the GG. So Beasty QD losing to Nerchio here on Antigua Shipyard. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.